want to end it. This will be this. Okay.
Hi there. Welcome to Fantastic Friday, where we embark on exciting adventures in learning and discovery. Today, we have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Eleonora Palmeiri, a distinguished expert in psychology and pedagogy, and the director of Psychological and Pedagogical Victor Center, Macerata in Italy. Her passion for supporting individuals with neurodevelopmental disorders, including dyslexia, dyspraxia, and autism, has guided her remarkable career. As a clinical psychologist, pedagogic, and art specialist, she has dedicated herself to enhancing academic performance and fostering holistic development in individuals on autism spectrum. Through her involvement with the Crispinian method practices, Dr. Palmeiri has pioneered innovative approaches to neural activation training aimed at improving cognitive functioning and academic outcomes in autism. Her contribution to the field includes publications, training programs, and specialized practices such as champion pressure and intensive reading and motor speed. Today, Dr. Palmeiri will share her expertise on how to improve academic performance in autism through neuroactivation training. Through her insightful presentation, she will offer practical strategies and evidence based approaches to empower individuals on the autism spectrum to reach their full academic potential. So, here we have Dr. Eleonora Palmeiri.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm very happy to be here, and thank you for this invitation. And for me, it's a big pleasure to collaborate with Autism Connect, because for me, it's not the first time. What about my intervention today? It's very brief, but I hope to share with you some practical exercises and some practical strategies. Autism is something very complex, you know. And about my intervention, I will talk to you about neuroactivation training. But what is a neuroactivation? First of all, neuroactivation, I think that nowadays is one of the most important key in the world. In particular, because we have many children with many difficulties, in particular in electrical activity. There is a sort of slowness in our children, in particular if we observe autistic children. So what happens? In our works, and I want to share with you my personal experience. I have seen many cases of autism, and I believe that if we work on a neuroactivation, this means a cognitive and motor training together, we can achieve better functional gains. What are the most important functional gains? First of all, you know that many often autism as autistic child has difficulties in following a structure, and in particular in academic performance. This means that if we are able to improve the exchange between both hemispheres, and so to improve the electrical activity, imagine that we can start a performance when we have a cold brain, but we have to improve the passage from a cold situation to a hot situation in our brain. So we are expert, and I don't want to present only myself, because in Italy we are a big staff, and in particular we have a many clinical center where we can do special treatments, and neuroactivation training is one of our best results. First of all, we work in a cross system. Cross. This means that we are using some cross exercises with our arms and with our legs. Now we are online, it's not easy to share to you, but I hope you can see me well, how we can share some exercise together. So imagine that we have to use both hands, but we have to do this kind of exercises. This is a typical cross system. We are using our right hand, and with the right hand, we have to touch the left ears. This means that in this way, we are crossing the midline of our body. Why this is so important? Because while we are doing this exercise, we are improving our electrical activity, but it's not enough. We are using our ears, we can use our shoulders, we can even use our cheeks, our eyes when the child is very small. But in our training, I said before, it's not enough simply to exercise in cross system. At a certain point, it is important to use a cross system in a sequential ways. This means that we have to add new sequentials in speed and also in time. So look at this exercise. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now we can change on the other side. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. What happens in our brain? We are going to exercise both hemispheres, but we are adding sequential orders. This means that it's not a simple repetition of exercises. It's not enough, because I'm talking about not movement in general, but this is a sequential motricity, sequential motor coordination. When you ask the child to do 1, 2, 1, he has to put in his brain the sequential order. It's not so easy because it's more complex, but we prefer to work in a complex way instead of substitute many functions. The same happens with the shoulder. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And go ahead and you share. If you observe your children, many often they can't cross, but they often use your hands and your arms in a monolateral way. So you can see this kind of situation. They prefer to touch their ears without crossing, or touch your shoulders without crossing, like this. Why happens this, and which is the correlation between cross system and to academic performance? When you are able to cross, electrical activity is better in our brain. But think please about how many kind of academic performance we have to do each day. Think about reading, think about writing, despite of the culture, of course, but you know that in general, we have, and it's very common to read from left to right. What happens in our brain? If you want to achieve a better reading, a fluency when you read, it's important that the tracking eyes, and in particular, if you follow when you are reading, you are crossing in our brain. So cross system belong to reading, but cross system belong also when we write something from left to right, and again from left to right. But also when you calculate, imagine when you have to put in columns and numbers, and you write the numbers from left to right, and then you go ahead and go and so on. This means that all of our behavior belongs to cross systems. So, which is my research? My research is in neuroactivation training and is based on cross system efficacy. But we also can improve in our children how to move our hands. Look at this exercise, open and close, but in the same time, please try to move your foot. You can see now my foot, but I'm moving. So try to be coordinated in these exercises. And if you want to add the language, imagine, for example, to say the days of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, and so on. What happens when we open and close while we are walking on spot? In my training, we often combine our arms, legs, motor basic coordination. We walk on spot or we run and we cross. Why? We need to synchronize many kind of functions. Imagine like a multitasking training. So you need to speak, you need to move, and you need to synchronize many actions together. While it's important to put together, because many often we have the habit to isolate the actions to our children. Imagine when you clap your hands. I can clap your hands while I'm speaking and I walk on spot. But I can also say, before learn to clap your hand, before learn to walk on spot. In my method, in the Crispiani method, Crispiani is the professor, the founder of the Crispiani method. We believe that better you synchronize multiple actions in your brain, and you better achieve functionals, games. This means to be coordinated, but this means to work in intensive way without too much interruptions while we are moving. Pay attention now to this cross system. Try to do this with me. Now I'm going slow because I'm online, and I hope you can see me very well. I'm crossing, but I can cross at the same time also my legs. Quindi imagine also my foot that I'm crossing. Imagine that we are dancing in this way, crossing our hands. On this side, you go up and down. On the other side, start to be up and down again, and also to the center. In this way, we are crossing. Put a music and try to dancing while you are crossing. How you can use cognitive motor training, this neuroactivation training, you can use at school, you can use at home, you can use in each kind of situation. For example, at home for the families would be very useful, and also for parents, If you use this exercise early in the morning, for example, when you get up, you need to cross ears, shoulders, arms, and legs. Each time before your child, for example, starting homework, or before reading, or before writing. Why? Because if you apply this kind of exercise, the child is ready, is better ready for the homework and to do the activity. But in my training, you don't have only cross system. We also are experts in rotator patterns. What means? This is a typical rotator exercise. So try to do this like me. We are rotating our hands from one side to one other. Imagine that we want to say, I don't know, some colors, red, brown, green, yellow. We are rotating, but also put the hands in this way. Look at this exercise. It's not like this, so please don't move too much. This is a typical rotation that we are going to do with our hands. Which is the particular in this exercise that at a certain point we need to stop for a moment one hand, and we are to create a sort of rotation. For the child is more easier to do like this. This is many often a clumsy situation, no, when there is a lack of coordination. Look now my arm. I want imagine you have a sort of a circle above your head. Imagine when your mind and try to draw like a circle, but at the same time try to cross the midline. If you look if you observe some children, many children do this, in particular in autistic children. It's not easy to do this, but they prefer to stay in this position. They prefer to move their arms not properly. So this is a typical rotator system on one side and to the other. In this case, I'm crossing my midline. Why it's very important? Because if you want to achieve a better flexibility from a cognitive point of view, you know that many autistic are extremely rigid, no, in their behavior. Rotator systems helps these children to be more flexible, but in particular, you help in speaking better if they have language, of course, for a better verbal fluency. So rotator systems together, but at the same time, I walking on spot, or I run, or I walk backward and forward. So each time you are using your arms, if you want to say the numbers, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in my method, it's also important to go from 1, for example, to 10, and then from 10 to 1. So ask the child also to say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and go ahead. So from 1 to 10, from 10 to 1. If you want to repeat the months of the year, from January to December, from December to January. The same happens from the days of the weeks and so on. Why? This is very important. Imagine our brain like a sort of machine. When we are going to put some oil, no, oil in our engine. If our brain works better, we can anyway do better our activities. Now we will put together cross system and rotator system. So pay attention to this exercise. I touch my ear, I touch my shoulder while I'm walking on spot, and I turn my arm, crossing the middle lines from one side to another. So again, ear, shoulders, shoulder, turn, turn, on the other side, on the other side. Now, it's not enough to say one, but if you remember, I said before, it's important to add sequentials. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. And so you go ahead. In my neuroactivation training, we have also a big section concerning rhythm. Why rhythm is so important? Because when we speak, we need a rhythm. When we write, we need a rhythm. When we read, we need a rhythm. So in our life, in each of our actions, we need a rhythmical, sound. So you can put some music, but what is important is to follow a rhythm. Look at me and repeat with me. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. And you follow the rhythm. But now pay attention. This is the first step. The second step is to add something new. When I say 1, 2, I ask to you, add one more. This means if I did 1, 2, you have to do 1, 2, 3. On the same happens on the other side. Imagine that one more. 1, 2, 3, and you 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, one less. This is math skills, okay? What is math? Math is in the rhythm, but if the child is not able to follow a rhythm in his brain, he can do math and something else. So ask the child, add one more or less. 1, 2, add 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1 less, 1. You can also clap your hands. That is very easy. While you walk on spot and you ask the child, please add one more to my exercise. 1, 2, and the child has to do 1, 2, 3. One more, again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the child has to repeat till 4. Now ask the child one less. 1, 2, 3. 1 less. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 less. 1, 2, 3. You can also use some instrument. So give me 1 minute because I think I will take some instrument to show you. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, imagine, these two kinds of tools that are very easy and what we can create with the rhythm. That is very easy. Ask the child to repeat. And the child has to repeat. But look, this is a cross system. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If you put a music, you start moving, and try to create a sort of art. You move from right to left and from left to right. If you have a drums, of course, you can improve rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Why the rhythm? Because rhythm is very important to accelerate our electrical activity. We have also this kind of tools, like a sort of tube, okay, that we have, I have got different kind of this because it depends on the color, and each color has a different kind of sounds. So imagine that you can start with the music. You can't see me, but I'm moving only the right leg and foot. So and you keep doing. Start and move. Now we have in this case one foot, the right foot, and we are crossing while we are going to follow a direction. You can use also this in a table. In this case, I have a desk in front of me, and you can follow a sort of rhythm, and you can repeat. What happens in this case if you have a different kind of sites, different kind of tools that you can also mix, no, different kind of tools. So in this case we have this, and in this case we have this. Which is the difference? It's important to use different kind of dimensions, different kind of tools. You know that many children have difficulties to say in English, to grasp, okay, the object. They often tend to lose the object because they have several difficulties in muscle tone. So muscle tone is very important. Now, when you use like this exercise, it's also important to touch your shoulder. This is another cross system. After all these kind of exercises, you can sit on the desk. You can start your reading. You can start to calculate. In this case, imagine that you want to improve math skills. In my training, I use to counting from, for example, one number to another and from the backward and so on. But also we are going to prepare small sheet of paper, write the numbers and show to the child, and then leave while he is walking on the spot. This means that he has to count and he has to repeat the number while she is moving. Imagine that you have to study some rhymes. When you say the rhymes and you cross, your procedural memory is better. Many often our children, and I'm going to conclude my intervention, so if they have some question, you can absolutely, I'm happy. Many often we ask the child to do some activities when they are not ready. So neuroactivation is useful for everyone, and you can use for all ages. This is my book, Champion Pressing. Champion Pressing, inside you can find all kind of exercises with many photos about the cross system. You can start to work from 2 years old till adult, which is the secret. Better you move, better you learn. So thank you so much for your attention. And if there are some questions, I will be very happy, and I hope to give you other strategies or suggestions. Thank you again. Okay, I read the first questions. The first question concerning is I understand and I read. Okay, what you can do during your daily, activities each morning when you get up, and I hope you can see me better. It's important to walk on spot. In this case, I'm walking. I move my feet. Try to march for 5 minutes. While you are marching, please start crossing and use also your knees in this way, crossing. 5 minutes of exercises each day, crossing ears, crossing shoulders, crossing your knees. But the first step is to repeat only one section. Then it's important to do 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Please add new sequential. Any other questions? Okay, I read the other question. Okay, what to do for motivation? Thank you for this question, because motivation is very important for children, not simply to exercise, but in particular relationships with the other. In general, how we work, try to choose the better exercise for that child. This means that depends many often on the age, but try to smile to the child, try to have always a good expression in your face, try to say good words. This means encourage the child that he can do this kind of exercise, because many often he has difficulties, no? But in my training, I always work with the child. This means that I don't use the desk, but I'm in front of the child and I try to motivate him or her, explaining also why these exercises could be so important for you. Simply to go to achieve a better fluency, to do better some activities, and simply to say that in our life is important to move for our brain. So I try always to achieve consciousness, yes, is the correct consciousness of our work. And when we work with autistic child, in general, we have a different kind of setting, and the mother or the father works with us in the treatment, in the therapy, in the neuroactivation training, because we need the parents. Why? Simply because the child trusts on parents, and I need the time to conquest the child's trust. Any other questions?
Yes, so as a fantastic Friday adventure comes to end, I hope you've enjoyed our journey of learning and discovery with Dr. Eleonora Palmeiri. Her expertise in psychology and pedagogy has illuminated new pathways for all of us. Thank you, Dr. Palmeiri, for sharing your knowledge and insights with us. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you to you.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone who joined in on the fun. Until our next fantastic Friday, may we continue to embrace the joy of learning and thrill of discovery. Take care and see you next time.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you to you. Bye. Bye.